Alright, in this video, what I'm going to demo is how to connect to a WSL VM via SSH from Windows. So I'm gonna start with scratch. Okay, so I already have WS enabled. So what I'm going to do is going to just install a new Linux distro and then try to connect using SSH. Okay, so let's see, install WSL. So we're gonna visit Microsoft website and go to install your Linux distribution of your choice. Okay, so here. So the one I'm going to install is Ubuntu 20. Okay, so let's get it, open. So it's gonna download. Okay, so let's do the install. Okay, that is pending download and install. Okay, while it's downloading, let's go to a command window. So this is my command window. So let's see what Linux distro I have right now. So WSL -s -v. So I have 7 Linux distro and I'll get an error message. Let me refresh. Okay, so I don't have Ubuntu 20. Okay, so I'm gonna install and then get an error message. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna create a user called SA, give a password. Okay. All right. Okay, let's close this window. Let's go back to the DOS window, the CMD window. So let's try one more time. Okay, all right. So you see, I have Ubuntu 20 just installed and it's running. All right. So this is the environment we are going to use. Typically, if you want like start a VM, you're gonna use this command, and -d means distribution, distro, and followed by distro name. So in this way, you start the distro and get into this Linux environment. Okay, so traditionally you want basically you want to use SSH to connect to a server. Okay, so let me open another window. So I'm gonna try something is the traditional way to access the Linux. All right. So in order to connect, you need two things, right? So you need SSH. You have the Linux, the SSH client or utility. You need a username and host name. So let's find out to the IP address. Use a host name IP address. So I can use IPA. See. All right, so this is the IP address you can use, try to connect. Okay. So let me do a Control C. Okay, so it's not incorrect. Control C. Okay, so SSH copy. Okay, all right. So let's copy this one. So you see, you get a error message as connection confused, refused. The reason for that because the SSH service is not started. All right, to start the service, you need to use a service command. SSH is the service and it is the start. Okay. We need to use the sudo because we're not a root user. So sudo. All right. It's oops. And you see, if you when you try to start, it is not successful, and the reason it is when you install the Linux distribution, some configures for the SSH is incorrect. Okay, so what you can do is you can use this command. Use dpkg reconfig. Then you configure the package is open SSH. Okay, server. Okay, you're gonna reconfig on this one. Okay. After you reconfigure this one, you'll be able to start the service. Okay, you see the service was started successfully. You can also check the port, see, you can see just this one's fine. Oh, I don't have the netstat. Maybe I just install it. Okay, let's just install the netstat. So we're going to install this netstat. It's part of net tools. Okay. So let's install complete. Let's do it one more time. Now you see it's listening to port 22. That is default for SSH connection. Okay. So now let's try one more time. It says, okay, yes, I'm going to connect for the first time. However, you get an error message that's permission denied. They're asking you the public key. By default, for the SSH service, they only enable the public key access. So what you need to do is you need to make a config change. Okay, so you're gonna make config change. The config file you need to change is sh etc sshd underscore config. So this is the config file we're gonna change. So you're gonna look for the entry called the path. Oh, here it is. So this is the entry you're gonna make a change. Okay. The current is as password authentication is no. That is what they ask you to use the public key. So we're gonna change to yes. Okay. I'm gonna change to yes and restart the SSH debug. Okay. So let's see SSH restart. Okay. All right, it's restarted. If you want to check the port again, so it's running. Or you can use this. It's probably easy to see it. Okay. So you see, this is the port number. Tentative default. This is the program. It's using this port SSHD daemon. Okay. So now, if you try again, you should be able to see. Now it says accepting password. So you give it a password, and you are ready to go. Let me enter the password. All right, you are in. So you see, this is the typical traditional method to log on to a remote Linux server. So in this way, for the people who are starting learning Linux, they don't have to install VMs like with VMware or Oracle VirtualBox. You can just use the WS to simulate this environment, acting like a client server environment. Or even, no matter doesn't matter where the server is. It's basically always similar like the Windows environment. You use RDP, you PowerShell to access the remote server. In the Linux environment, you use SSH too. access a remote server. All right, hopefully it will be useful for the people to learning Linux. So